People are trying to lie to you. They're trying to tell you that either the ETF's not going to happen or that Bitcoin's going to go down long term, or that there's some massive crash on the horizon, or that you're just being too risky if you invest in crypto in the first place. That is complete BS. Right now, we can see large entities buying like they've never bought before. We also just got news that MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, bought a ton of more Bitcoin, like so much that it's robbing hundreds of thousands of people away from becoming whole coiners. I want to talk about that, talk about why this is so big and why this is just the start. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video to see future videos just like this one. Earlier today, I actually made a video on a smaller cryptocurrency, like much smaller than any of these. For some reason, though, YouTube's not pushing it. So if you want to see that, I'll put it on the end screen. Also, while you're down there, check out the link to Margex. Margex is one of my favorite exchanges. There's no VPN needed, no KYC, and you can trade on leverage. So you can use all different kinds of collateral, whether it's XRP, Tether, Matic, Solana, and you can trade all different kinds of cryptocurrencies, all the way up to 100x leverage. Now, of course, do your own due diligence. Make sure that you are careful. You're not investing amounts that you can't afford to lose. Now, there's also a link down there to Blofin. So Margex, you get a deposit bonus to cover some of your fees. With Blofin, you can actually win a free iPhone 15 if you trade enough. You'll get tickets, and you can get other stuff too, just for signing up. And even if you don't get the iPhone 15, you can get some free prizes. They have a ton of pairs here. It's one of the best new exchanges out there. No KYC or VPN needed there. Now, the crypto market looks pretty good. Not too much change over the last day. Bitcoin's just ranging at 37,700, but there's some big news this morning. MicroStrategy acquired another 16,130 Bitcoin for almost $600 million at an average price of $36,785 per Bitcoin. So now they're in the profit over $1 billion, and they continue to add. They have now 174,530 Bitcoin. The crazy thing about this is probably about 1% of the overall circulating supply that will ever be able to be owned, because a lot of Bitcoin is lost. A lot of people have sent it to the wrong addresses, lost the keys to their wallet, all that kind of stuff. So this is a significant amount of Bitcoin. They continue to add. They also announced that they are going to file up to $750 million at the money offering on the stock. So they're possibly going to be able to buy more Bitcoin too, a significant amount more Bitcoin to continue to add. It's kind of like a money printer. If Bitcoin's price continues to go up, which it probably will, they can sell debt or sell stock and then just go buy more of the asset that then will appreciate. It's basically like never-ending leverage where they can continue to get really good funding terms and then leverage their balance sheet to buy more Bitcoin. And yeah, they'll just be able to continue to push up the price by buying all this Bitcoin and making it illiquid. And then they can essentially just continue to ride that train, be able to sell off more stock or issue more debt, buy more Bitcoin over and over and over. The crazy thing about this is this one buy, the 16,130 Bitcoin, is enough to land them in the top 50 biggest wallets in terms of Bitcoin holders. And when you take out the top exchanges, this alone, this one couple month purchase, actually this might just be 1 month. This one announcement could put them in the top 50 holders in terms of Bitcoin. Now, some people hold multiple wallets, they have multiple addresses, so it's impossible to know exactly who owns what Bitcoin, but it makes them one of the richest wallets if they had it just in one wallet alone. So that purchase, while some people just kind of breeze by it on Twitter, it's massive. That's a massive purchase of Bitcoin. Now, maybe they continue to buy because they know something we don't. There's a closed door meeting today at the SEC. Some people think it's to talk about the spot ETF. Some people think it's to settle with XRP Ripple. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but I think it probably has something to do with crypto, or could. By the way, if you want to trade Ripple, you can trade Ripple on leverage over on Margex. But the crazy thing about this buy too is that there are other people buying similar amounts or accumulating very heavily as well. We've been covering this wallet address over the last couple days because they've been adding so much Bitcoin. They just added more Bitcoin. I covered this in yesterday's video because they added like 600 Bitcoin. Today they're adding another 800 Bitcoin basically, and they've just been accumulating. Now maybe they have wallets somewhere else. Maybe they're just transferring it in. But what are the chances that they haven't been buying during this period, that they're just transferring out from other wallets to this wallet? I don't know. It seems more like they have put a lot of money on an exchange and they're transferring in, because who would have had enough Bitcoin to be able to transfer 12,000 Bitcoin into one wallet? Like, why would they go from 5 wallets, let's say, with $2,000 or $3,000 worth, or 2,000 or 3,000 Bitcoin to one wallet? Why would you become less diversified in your wallets? That wouldn't really make sense. So in my opinion, it's someone that's buying heavily on an exchange that is then transferring it to their cold storage wallet. We also have this new wallet that literally just was started today, or just had a transfer in today of 10,000 Bitcoin. So now they are the new 74th largest holder. It's crazy. We're seeing this like every few days. A new wallet is being transferred into that has 10,000 Bitcoin or more. Maybe they're watching my video yesterday saying that if you transferred in over 10,000 Bitcoin, you would be in the top like 80 holders. It's crazy. So we continue to see more and more people continue to buy Bitcoin, transfer it to cold storage. We also know that recently BlackRock had a closed door meeting with the SEC. They say BlackRock leans towards in-kind redemptions for their Bitcoin ETF. SEC pushes for cash creates to prevent unregistered brokers. This meeting likely focused on this clash. Actually, this is from last week, Monday, but we had other news of some of the people that were trying to get an ETF application approved, meeting with the SEC this week. So I did misclick this, but there have been some this week as well from other companies that have had closed door meetings with the SEC. It makes sense. I mean, the national debt continues to trickle up. Right now we're at $33.84 trillion. The crazy thing about this is it was at $31 trillion on October 2, 2022. And then June 16, we passed $32 trillion. So it went up $1 trillion in about 8 months. And since then, it's almost gone up $2 trillion in the last 5 or 6 months. Isn't that nuts? We went from $1 trillion in 8 months to now almost $2 trillion in 6 months. That's crazy. It's crazy how much the debt's going up. And the thing is, the Fed's going to have to print. There's really no way out of this unless they tax more, which people will hate, and no one wants that. Or they print more money, try to get the economy to grow without causing too much inflation. And then they can hopefully pay back some of their debts by people paying more taxes naturally because people get paid more. There's just more money to go around. Now, something else that's kind of nuts about this whole announcement of Michael Saylor, they have had a really good stock price or price appreciation in their stock since they started adopting the Bitcoin strategy. They're up 4 or 5x since then. They've also grown to a $7 billion market cap, which might sound like a lot, but this is actually relatively small. When you look at some of the S&P 500 companies, these are 10 of the smallest companies. This is going all the way back to June. Comerica, which is a bank, a $5 billion bank in market cap. Mohawk Industries, which is a $6 billion company. We have a couple other $7 billion, $4 billion, $15 billion, $3.6 billion. They're all relatively about the same size as MicroStrategy. And they're some of the smallest S&P 500 companies. So some of the smallest of the top 500 US-based companies. Think about the ones that are overseas as well. And think about all the larger companies like Google, Amazon, Apple. All these companies can buy multiples of what MicroStrategy could buy if they wanted to. So the change in accounting standards here in the US could allow them to buy some Bitcoin and be able to use it. And it probably wouldn't even make that big a splash. Like if Google bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, it would show up on their balance sheet. People would talk about it on Twitter, but it really wouldn't be much of anything to them. Their market cap is $1.66 trillion. They probably have $100 billion in cash or something on their balance sheet. So $1 billion, they could just say that they're going to offer some new product or something and need some Bitcoin. They could buy $1 billion quite easily. I'm not saying that they will, but that just shows you, hey, MicroStrategy is kind of small when it comes down to it in terms of some of the largest companies in the world. So they've been able to buy this much Bitcoin and push up the price. Some other companies might be doing that soon as well. Now, we only have 41 days left till the SEC decision on the ETFs. I think we need to stay focused. Make sure that we're thinking long-term for Bitcoin, not getting caught up too much in the day-to-day price swings. That being said, it is kind of fun to watch. That is why I kind of like having some kind of leverage exchange that I can use to get returns like this. I mean, take a look, up 63% down there. It's fun to do something like that. It's not something that I think of as a long-term solution to becoming really wealthy in crypto. Like a lot of people make money trading, but this is something I think can just amplify your returns a little bit while you're focusing on the long-term growth appreciation of Bitcoin and some of the other cryptocurrencies. Now, if you want to see my video that I made a few hours ago on a smaller cap crypto, I'll put it on the end screen. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Michael Saylor buying so much Bitcoin and robbing it from some of these smaller owners of Bitcoin out there. Basically, it's going to be locked up forever. Sounds like from what they want to do. Let me know your thoughts. Of course, I think it does push up the price. I'm not making any judgment calls whether this is good for the decentralization of crypto or Bitcoin, but I think it is good for the price. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.